Hi, I'm here with Student Ambassador Beighley. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm loving Ishi so far, and this has been a blast.
So you're here to present your poster. So tell me a little bit about your poster.
So, not to dog on serology too much, but serology does have its disadvantages. When we find a substance at a crime scene, if we want to test for a certain body fluid, we have to do, this test for this fluid, this test for this fluid, and each time you're using more and more sample of potentially what you have very limited to start with in the beginning. And then fortunately we do not have confirmatory testing for saliva and vaginal fluids, so that is also a problem. So those are just some of the drawbacks. So I wanted to overcome these drawbacks by doing PCR HRM. So HRM is high resolution melt, and using that to differentiate body fluids in both single source and mixed samples. So HRM basically just is a fancy term meaning that it gradually increases in temperature, and as we're increasing in temperature, we're denaturing that DNA, going from doubled to single stranded. And the body fluids, because of methylation patterns that I achieved through bisulfite treatment, they melt at different temperatures based on how many C's and G's they have in the different body fluids, and that is how we can tell them apart. So I successfully were able to create a unique melt profile for both the single source samples and the mixed samples, and the mixed samples correlate to the single source samples. Yeah.
So why is it important that we identify body fluids?
Right. So identifying the body fluids is really important to understand the circumstances of a case. Especially if you think about maybe a sexual assault case, knowing there's, semen or vaginal fluid would be really important to know kind of what happened, and same with blood and saliva. So it just really helps kind of paint the picture of what happened.
Okay. So you said bisulfite treatment. Can you give me an overview of what that means?
Yes. So bisulfite treatment is a process to achieve methylation. So what it does through the process is the unmethylated regions, they will go C to uracil, cytosine to uracil, but the methylated regions will keep the cytosines intact and still say cytosines. So the C, they call them CPG islands. So the C's and the G's that we have in the body fluids, the amount that we have is kind of helps us distinguish which one is which when they melt, because if you think about it, between C and G we have 3 triple bonds. So the more bonds we have, the higher temperature it takes to break those bonds and denature that DNA. So therefore that's how we get the different melt curves.
So each body fluid has different CPG islands?
Yes.
Oh, and that's how you're able to differentiate it with HRM?
Yes.
Nice. Okay. So have you learned a lot being here at Ishi so far?
Oh yeah, I've learned so much. I've met people from different countries and then throughout the United States as well. And so it's been really fascinating to just kind of hear, how their lab works, the workflow. I've also met some attorneys. I've met people in the industry. And so just being able to see all the aspects of forensics kind of in one place has been really interesting. And yeah, I feel like a sponge. I'm just soaking all this information, and it's really cool.
So how has it been being a student ambassador? How has that helped you at Ishi?
Yeah, being an ambassador, I'm so grateful. So thank you for everyone that, allowed us to be here. I luckily get to be with Cassie, who's also from Towson, so a familiar face, but also being with the 2 women from Sam Houston. They've become like one of my best friends now. So just creating those friendships, I think will last, the rest of my life. So that has been really cool. And then just, using social media to just really promote Ishi and forensics, and I just feel really grateful to be able to do that. And I don't know, it's a really great program. I'm very, very grateful.
So you attend Towson. Tell us a little bit more about yourself and the program that you're in.
Yeah, so I'm originally from West Virginia. I went to my undergrad at Eastern Kentucky University, and then I went to Towson for my master's, which I'll be graduating in May. So,
woo woo.
Yeah, so at Towson we have forensic biology and chemistry, but I'm more of a bio girl, so stick to that side. But the chemistry side is great too, of course. We have great professors, and our director, all of them are here with us at Ishi. So it's been really cool to bring 4 students and professors and director from Towson. But the program is really, really great. They give a lot of opportunities for hands-on experience, a lot of lab experience, and just all of the research. So I think that really prepares us for our next steps.
So post-graduation, what are you looking to do? If you don't mind talking about it.
The goal would be to be a DNA analyst. So anyone watching who's hiring, find me on LinkedIn or anything. I'm out there. But be a DNA analyst. And then from there, still tossing around the idea of maybe a PhD, maybe professor, maybe industry. I don't know. There's so many options that just want to start, get my feet wet, and see where it takes me.
Nice. Well, thank you for telling me about your research.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me.
Enjoy the rest of Ishi.
Thank you.